You loved it for the World Cup, you loved it for the Champions League. This is the Euros if you could only win it once. If you haven't seen these already, I'll give you an example. The 1960 European Championship was won by the Soviet Union. We'll call them Russia as well for the sake of this. They now officially cannot win it ever again. In 1964, the Euros were held in Spain and were won by Spain. Meanwhile, the host would win again in 1968, Italy taking home the crown this time. In 1972, West Germany, who haven't won it up to this point, were the winners. And in 1976, Czechoslovakia were victorious. Now, though, things get a little bit tricky because in 1980, West Germany would win it again. That means we have to look at the runners-up, who in this case were Belgium after being defeated 2-1 in the final. In 1984, the Euros were hosted by France and were won by France. Then the Netherlands would take home the crown. Again, this would be their first ever win. The 1992 Euros were famously won by Denmark, but good old Germany are back again in 96 and were joined by the Czech Republic in the final. Now, both of these teams have already won it, so we have to look now down into the semi-finals, where we find that famous England team. So England take home the 1996 Euros. In 2000, the tournament was won by France in a final with Italy, which means again we're going down to the semi-finals where we find Portugal. In 2004, one of the great underdog stories. Greece won it, they keep hold of that here. In 2008, Spain won in a final versus Germany. Russia also aren't eligible in the semi-finals, but Turkey are. So congratulations to Turkey. Things get very difficult though for 2012, because all four of the teams that made it into the semi-finals had already won the tournament. In fact, all 8 of the quarterfinalists would have already won under these rules as well, which means we need to find what team did best out of the group stages, and that would be Croatia, who got 4 points. In 2016 now, and Wales and that famous Hal Robson-Kanu goal with the help of Gareth Bale would have been your winners. In 2020 now, we're back going down to the group stages where we find Switzerland would have been the best. Meanwhile, based on winning the group in 2024, and it would have been Austria who would have been the Euros champions. What tournament should I do next? Drop it down below.